Welcome back to Body and Mind, the place where we dive deep into both mental and physical self-improvement. In the previous video, we explored how Stoicism can help us navigate life's challenges and develop inner strength. Today, we're going to focus on one of the most fundamental ideas of Stoicism, an idea that, when applied, can change the way you live your life. It's called the dichotomy of control. Now, before we jump into how you can apply this principle, I want you to think about something. Have you ever found yourself getting frustrated, anxious, or even angry about something that's completely beyond your control? Maybe it's a delayed flight, a rude comment from someone, or even a global event that leaves you feeling stressed or powerless. These moments happen to all of us, and they often leave us stuck in negative emotions. We feel trapped by things we simply can't change. But what if I told you that there's a way to free yourself from that frustration, to stop letting external events control your inner state? This is where the dichotomy of control comes in, and it's one of the most empowering ideas you'll ever learn. What is the dichotomy of control? The dichotomy of control is a simple but profound idea. The Stoics believed that life can be divided into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot control. Sounds obvious, right? But here's the catch. Most of us spend a huge amount of time worrying about, reacting to, and stressing over things that are in that second category, things we have no control over. So what exactly do we control? According to the Stoics, the only things we can truly control are our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. That's it. Everything else, from other people's opinions to external circumstances, lies outside of our control. This simple distinction between what we can and can't control is powerful. Why? Because once you start living by this principle, you free yourself from the mental and emotional burden of things that are outside of your influence. Instead of trying to change things you have no power over, you shift your focus to what you can do, to how you respond to situations, and to the actions that are fully within your control. Let's take a look at some concrete examples. Example 1. Dealing with stress at work. Let's say you're working on a big project at your job, and you're feeling the pressure. The deadline is tight, and your boss is constantly checking in, adding to your stress. Then, a coworker misses an important deadline, which throws your entire plan off balance. You feel the frustration rising, maybe even anger. Here's where the dichotomy of control comes in. You can't control your boss's behavior, the tight deadline, or even your coworker's missed deadline. These things are outside of your influence. What you can control, however, is how you respond to this situation. You can choose to either let the stress consume you, or you can take a deep breath, refocus, and ask yourself, what's the next best action I can take to move forward? This shift in mindset helps you move from a reactive to a proactive state. Instead of wasting energy being upset about things you can't change, you focus on what you can control: your effort, your attitude, and how you handle the situation moving forward. Example 2. Handling personal relationships. Another area where the dichotomy of control becomes incredibly useful is in relationships. Think about a time when you had an argument with someone close to you, maybe a friend, partner, or family member. Often, we get caught up in trying to change the other person's behavior or force them to see things our way. But here's the truth. You can't control other people. You can't control how they think, how they feel, or what they say. You can only control how you communicate, how you react, and how much energy you choose to invest in the conflict. By accepting that you can't change the other person, You free yourself from frustration and unnecessary tension. Instead, you can focus on your own actions. Maybe that means setting boundaries, practicing empathy, or simply deciding to walk away from the argument altogether. This doesn't mean you become passive or indifferent. It means you become more strategic about where you invest your emotional energy. Example 3. Fitness and health goals. Now let's apply this to your physical body, an area that is often a source of frustration for many people. Maybe you've been working hard in the gym or sticking to a strict diet, but you're not seeing the results you want as quickly as you hoped. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned, especially when your body isn't responding in the way you expect. Here's how the dichotomy of control helps. You can't control how quickly your body changes, how your metabolism works, or the genetic factors that influence your physical progress. But you can control your daily actions, what you eat, how hard you train, and how consistently you stick to your plan. When you focus on what's within your control, the effort you put in, and let go of the unrealistic expectations around how fast things will happen, you find a sense of peace in the process. This mindset shift allows you to stay motivated and avoid burnout because your focus is on the actions, not the outcomes. You're not getting discouraged by things that are outside of your control. You're staying committed to what you can influence, and over time, this leads to sustainable progress. Practical steps to apply the dichotomy of control. So how can you start applying the dichotomy of control in your life? Here are a few simple steps to get you started. 1. Identify the situation. The next time you feel stressed, frustrated, or overwhelmed, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what's causing this feeling? Get clear on the situation that's bothering you. 2. Separate what you can control from what you can't. Once you've identified the situation, break it down into 2 categories: things you can control and things you cannot. Be honest with yourself. For example, you can't control how other people react, but you can control how you communicate with them. 3. Focus on your circle of influence. Once you've identified what you can control, shift your attention entirely to those things. This might mean adjusting your attitude, changing your approach, or taking specific actions to move forward. By focusing on what's within your control, you empower yourself to take meaningful action. 4. Practice acceptance. For the things that are outside of your control, practice acceptance. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming indifferent. It means recognizing the reality of the situation and choosing not to waste energy fighting it. Acceptance allows you to let go of unnecessary stress and move on with clarity and purpose. A real-life application. The pandemic. Think about the recent global pandemic. This was a situation that affected every one of us in some way, yet it was completely outside of our control. Many people found themselves feeling anxious, frustrated, and overwhelmed by the uncertainty of it all. But those who embraced the dichotomy of control were able to navigate the crisis with more resilience. They couldn't control the virus, government policies, or the global economy, but they could control how they responded to it. They focused on their health, their routines, their mental well-being, and the small things they could do each day to stay grounded. This is the power of Stoicism in action. It's about accepting what you can't change and mastering what you can. Conclusion: master your mind. Master your life. As you start to apply the dichotomy of control, you'll notice a profound shift in your life. You'll experience less stress, less frustration, and more peace of mind. You'll become more proactive and less reactive, more focused on meaningful action rather than wasted energy. And this isn't just a mental exercise. It's a tool for creating real, tangible change in your life. So, if you're ready to take control of what you can and let go of what you can't, start putting this principle into practice today. And remember, this is just the beginning. On Body and Mind, we'll continue exploring how these ancient Stoic ideas can help you transform both your mindset and your body. If you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe and join the community. Together, we'll continue this journey of self-mastery, applying the wisdom of Stoicism to create lasting change in both our minds and our lives. This expanded version goes deeper into the practical applications of the dichotomy of control,